So, good day everyone. I'm going to tackle about the personal provision, the continuation of the administrative provision. So, first is the section 13, the statutory provision on entrance and clearance. The provision of section 1001 to 1025 of the Tariff Custom Code of the Philippines, as amended on entrance and clearance of vessel, are incorporated in this manual. So, second is the section 14, the pre-arrival. There are two factors, which is the notice of arrival with estimated time of arrival and the assignment of custom boarding team. So, first is the notice of arrival with estimated time of arrival. So, A. The shipping agent or representative of any vessel engaged in foreign trade entering any of the Philippines ports of entry shall notify the Piers and Inspector Division, Bay Service Section, or its equivalent office of the vessel's arrival and all other particulars at least 24 hours in advance. So B. Upon receipt of the notice of arrival, the Customs Inspector or the E2M-OIC of the Pier and Inspection Division, Bay Service Section, or its equivalent office shall perform the following function. So first is the electronically verify the vessel registry number or principal and other vessel information through client profile registration system, or the CPRS. Number 2, input of the estimated time of arrival in the E2M custom system. Number 3, encode the time and date in the system of AFIC, his signature on the hard copy of the notice of arrival. Number 4, the last, which is the furnish of the custom boarding team a copy of e-process of notice of arrival. So, the second factor, which is the assignment of custom boarding team, the custom boarding team shall be assigned by the Chief Bay Service Section or its equivalent office through a duly assigned assignment order. Section 12, item number 4, hereto is contained therein. So we have the next, which is the Inward Foreign Manifest, or the IFM, the Consolidated Cargo Manifest content. The hard copy of the Inward Foreign Manifest required to be submitted by the master and the vessel of the boarding officer shall contain the following information. So first is the bill of landing number. Second is the mark of number of carton, drums, boxes, crates, and other form of protective packaging for brick bulk. So C is the container and cell number if containerized and its initial FCL. F, full container load, and LCL. F, less container load. So next is the number of package. Next is the kind of package, carton, boxes, crates, drums, etc. So 4, next is the content of description of cargo. Next is the shipper. Next is the consign. Next is the gross weight in metric tons. Next is the measurement in cubic meter. Next is the port of origin. And the last is the notified party. So, if the inward foreign cargo manifest is not in the English language, the Customs Senior Boarding Officer shall require its translation to English before accepting the same. So we have the penalties if there are late submission. The late submission is the first offense is the 1,000 pesos. The second offense is the 20,000. The third offense is the 30,000. So there's a second, which is the non-compliant submission, will be automatically 30,000 pesos. So next is the section 15, the arrival. We have a 6 factor, which is the documents or permits. Second is the boarding sequence. Third is a custom boarding team on foreign vessel. D is the actual time of arrival of foreign vessel through EM2 custom system. Number 5 is the submission of the supplemental cargo manifest. And the last one is the unloading cargoes. So first is we're going to tackle about the document or the permits. So quarantine certificate for incoming vessel from a foreign port. Entry of vessel from any port or place outside of the Philippines shall not be permitted until they have obtained a quarantine certificate issued under the authority of the Bureau of Quarantine. However, if a vessel has already been issued a quarantine certificate in the first Philippine port of entry, she will not be required to undergo another quarantine formalities at succeeding ports of call in the Philippines. Second is the entrance of the vessel from the foreign port. Upon arrival of a vessel from a foreign port, BOC OPM form number 9, the oath of entering vessel from the foreign port, with the custom document stamp duly accomplished by the master in 4 hours. So the following custom personnel shall be the member of the custom boarding team, which is the custom senior boarding officer. Second is the custom inspector. The third is the custom guards. So C, the submission of advance electronic manifest before arrival of the vessel engaged in foreign trade through E2M custom system and penalties. The submission of the electronic copy of inward foreign manifest and the electronic copy of the consolidated cargoes manifest must be done through any of value-added service providers accredited by the Bureau of Customs. Registration of e-manifest. The system automatically register a manifest in the A2M custom system if the manifest meets the submission deadline. However, if the deadline is missed, the concerned shipping line or agent should submit a formal request letter to the Office of Deputy Collector for operation to allow BOC initiated manual registration for manifest in E2M. Only a deputy collector for operation can approve the request and execute the manual registration through the direct register function in E2M. A late or non-compliant fines provided in section 2521 of the Tariff Custom Code of the Philippines as amended. Number 3, document to be produced by master upon the entry of the vessel. The following documents properly accomplished shall be submitted by the master of the customs senior boarding officer. So A, the quarantine certificate or the pratik. So the B is a clearance of vessel from last port of call. The original C is the original of 4 copies of inward foreign manifest duly signed by the master. D is the 3 copies each of the following: the crewless, passengerless for aliens as required by immigration law enforced in the Philippines. Fourth is the copy of original duplicate of bill of landing. Fifth, the bonded store list. Sixth is the narcotics and dangerous drugs list. 7, the ship's store list. 8, mail list. 9 is the firearms and ammunition list. Number 10, the crew declaration list. Number 11, the parcel list. And the last one is the shipping articles and registry of the vessel of Philippine Registry. So, A, through a cargo manifest, if any, which shall be deposited to the custom inspector and shall return to the master prior to departure to other ports. F, the cargo storage plan or the hatch list. So, the last one is the F, passenger vessel, 3 copies of disembarking passengers list and their baggage declaration. So, the distribution of inward foreign manifest hard copies. The inward foreign manifest shall be distributed to the following office: the original copy, Pier and Inspection Division, or the equivalent office. The 1 copy, the Commission on Audit, the resident auditor, through the office of the commissioner. 1 copy for the intelligence group, and 1 copy for the assessment and the operation monitoring group. So, 5, the 5 factors, which is the permit of discharge and landing of cargoes. Unless the vessel has put on in distress, the customs senior boarding officer shall, upon placing the vessel under customs surveillance and control, issue a general permit. Such permit, however, shall not constitute an authority for the loading and of export cargo or delivery of import cargo at shipside without the required entries or the permits as the case may be. The general permit shall be endorsed by the custom inspector assigned on board of vessel mentioned in the permit at the back thereof, showing whether all imports cargo shall be discharged at the port or not. Such permit shall be included in his report after his termination of his sign on the board of vessel. Number 6, which is the endorsement of permits. The following permits shall be endorsed of the reserve size thereof. A is the general permit. B is the shipside permit. C is the permit of the sending of official consignment of cargo to the piers or the parcel section. So D is the permit issued by the deputy collector for operation or its equivalent office for transfer of cargo from one vessel to another. So 7 factor, which is the shipside permit. The shipside permit, when duly processed and approved by the collector of custom or the deputy collector for operational of the equivalent office, as the case may be, it's an authority for custom inspector assigned on a vessel to allow the discharge of cargoes specified on the permit shipside into lighter, undergraded. So there are 3 kinds of the shipside permits. Number 1 is the regular shipside permit issued by the deputy collector for operational or the equivalent office. So B is the special shipside permit when cargoes do not belong to the regular shipside cargoes, such as ballast garbage, provision, watering, bunkering, vessel parts. For repair, the ship's agent has to get the authority from the collector of custom. C is the temporary shipside permit, is a written authority to discharge cargoes at shipside into lighter as a peer order of the collector of custom. So, pending issuance of the shipside permit. Pending issuance of the shipside delivery permit to custom collector on board may receive written request from countersigned by the ship agents and approved by the collector of custom. So the last one is the transfer note or the boat note. Shall be made the sextuplicate by the custom collector on board. For cargoes delivery at shipside, the transfer note shall show the following. First is the name of the vessel and registry number. Second is the name of lighter. Third is the name of broker and the consigned. Next is the shipside permit number. Next is the mark or numbers. Next is the kinds of description of goods. Next is the time of date lighter left alongside the vessel. Next is the names and signature of custom inspector, custom guards in charge of the lighter, and the patron of the lighter. The last one is the any order information or remarks such as conditions set for on the shipside permit by the collector of custom. So the second factor, which is the boarding sequence. The vessel upon arriving from the foreign port of the port of entry is after assurance of the quarantine certificate of PRATEC by the Bureau of Quarantine shall be boarded in the following order. First is the custom senior boarding officer, custom inspector, and the custom guards assigned to the vessel. Second is the immigration officer. Third is the Department of Agriculture or Plants, Animals, Fishers, quarantine representative as required. Fourth is the other agency of person authorized by the collector of custom. So C is the custom boarding team on foreign vessel. So there are 4 categories, which is the custom senior boarding officer shall place the vessel under the custom control and surveillance by posting the customer and custom guards thereon. Second is the no person shall be permitted to go on board such vessel except the pilot, consul, official, immigration, and the custom officer without the permission of the custom inspector on board of vessel. Second is no tugboats, rowboats, or other watercraft shall be allowed to go alongside the vessel to ferry any person to or from the vessel without a permit from the collector of custom or the duly authorized representative. The last one is the unauthorized tugboat, rowboats, and other watercraft shall keep away from such vessel engaged in foraging trade at the distance of not at least 50 meters. So D, which is the actual time of arrival of the foraging vessel through the E2M custom system. After boarding formalities, the E2M-01 OIC of Pier of Inspection Division B Service Section shall put the actual time of arrival from the boarding information sheet submitted by the custom boarding officer. So A, which is the submission of supplemental cargo manifest. The supplemental a manifest submission is treated and non-compliant submission and shall be submit a penalty as stated in the part 2 of section 14C of this manual. So F, which is the unloading of cargoes, the containerized. First is the discharging of the container cargoes shall be authorized only upon the issuance of the general permit by the customs senior boarding officer. So B is the thereafter unloading of container shall commence. C is the during unloading, the custom inspector guards on board foraging vessels shall verify the container number against the discharging sequence. D is the custom inspector, custom guards shall check or inspect if container shell are intact. A is to submit the discharging report shall be submitted upon the completion of the unloading operation. Number 2 is the bulk and the break bulk. The clearance of the cargoes for bulk and the break bulk cargo shipments such as liquids, chemical, petroleum, products of all other cargo shipped in bulk, break bulk, the duties and taxes of which are normally determined by weight, like the wood, steel, coal, etc. shall be governed by pertinent regulation. So 2.1, the unloading of bulk and break bulk cargoes at shipside. Shipside discharge of cargo shall be authorized only upon the presentation of necessary shipside permit issued by the Deputy Collector of Operation. So, is the duty of custom inspector relative to import cargoes unless the Collector of Custom permits their discharge into lighter and carrier to subserve public interest. All vessel arriving from the foraging port shall discharge their imports cargo at official designated pier. B is all cargoes shall vessel that go alongside the pier except the after specified shall be discharged thereon and no check or accounting shall be undertaken by the custom inspector on board of the vessel. So C is all import cargoes discharged at shipside shall be checked by custom guards detailed for the purpose by the custom inspector on board. D is the custom inspector on board the vessel shall permit shipside delivery upon receipt of the shipside delivery permit. A. In cases where the discrepancy occurred between the check of the custom guards and that of the other checker on board as the number of package discharged into a carrier from shipside delivery. F is the delivery of cargo at ship's side in the most important duty of the custom inspector. G is the custom inspector on board may also receive written permits from the collector of custom or duty collector for operation to send cargo for transfer to bonded warehouse. So H, the special permit, are issued to send certain designated cargoes to the custom house. I is the package manifested as parcel and those containing variable goods if the carrying vessel did not dock alongside the pier or wharf. G. Partial listed articles shall be properly accomplished by the BC form number 174. The accompanying the transfer notes shall be accomplished given the mark of the numbers of the names of consign. K is the goods from the foraging ports may be transferred directly from the carrying vessel to another vessel engaged in the coastwise of foraging trade. L. The importation of arms of ammunition, they shall be discharged immediately from vessel with proper transfer note to be sent to the receipt at the Custom Police Division or the safekeeping and for proper disposition. M. The custom remain of board any vessel after the expiration of the period of the discharge and not reported to transit or transshipment to another port may be unlading by the custom authorities and store at the vessel expenses. The instruction of the custom inspector relative of carrier receiving imports cargo. A is no cargo shall be discharged at shipside into open carriers. B is the carrier alongside a vessel having cargoes that is under custom provision shall be permitted to ship another vessel. C is the empty carrier shall not be permitted to lie at night alongside a government pier or a vessel moored thereto or a vessel anchored in the harbor. D is the laden or partially laden carrier at shipside contain port's cargo shall not be permitted to leave the vessel out without the permission from the custom inspector on board. A. All the merchandise and other movable articles on board a vessel not included in the cargo manifest or the ship's stores. F is the custom inspector shall, as soon as the practicable after the custom has been placed in his charge. G is the ship stores may be discharged under the same condition as other cargo, but the written permission of the quarantine officer shall be presented to the custom inspector. H is the unaccess of the supply and ship store and vessel arriving from foreign ports. 2.0 2.2 The unloading and cargoes dockside. The imports cargoes or the cargoes discharged at dockside from a vessel from not counted for by the section 16 departure. It has a two factors, which is the document and permits and the stuffing and loading of cargoes. First is the documents permits. Documents required for exportation. 1.1 In general, A is exportation declaration, B is commercial invoice, C is the packing list, D is import permit for the regulated cargoes. The 1.2 additional document required, the CBW shipments, transfer notes, certificate identification, or the CI, and the certificate of inspection loading. The PEZA, the shipments. The PZA, the transfer note of PEZA tally sheet. C is the provincial loading. The transit cargo manifest. The constructive warehousing and immediate transportation for the previous import entry and internal revenue declaration or the importation bond and transshipments permit. So A is the special permit to load for the letterman's line and list of container intended for landing. 2 is the inspector certificates of landing reports of custom inspector on board. The inspector's certificates of landing is accomplished by the custom inspector on board of the carrying vessel for all conventional export cargoes loaded into vessel. 3 is the custom clearance of foreign vessel for purpose of the clearances of the vessel of the following document shall be presented to the PID, the clearance section prior to the issuance of clearance. So A is the BOC OPM form number 12, the outward foreign manifest, 4 copies of 1 original copies, the 3 photocopies. The BOC OPM form number 10, the oath of master in manifest in clearance for a foreign port. They have 4 copies, which is 1 copy of the original copies with a custom documentary stamp and 3 copies of photocopy. So C is the BOC OPM form number 11 for oath of master of foreign vessel, clearing without passenger, 4 copies, 1 copy of original copy with a custom documentary stamp, and the 3 photocopies. D is the BOC OPM form number 2, clearance of the vessel to the foreign port, 2 copies. First copy is the original copy, custom with the custom documentary stamp. Second is the original copy, master of the vessel copy with the original seal and signature of the Collector of Custom or his duly authorized representative. A. The VOC OPM form. Number 3. Clearance of the Custom Inspector assigned board in 3 copies. First is the copy of clearance officer. Second is the copy of the shipping agent. Third is the copy of the custom inspector on board. F. The BC form of 88. The statistic supplemental in 4 copies. G is the Bureau of Quarantine clearance for outgoing vessels. H is the plant quarantine clearance. C is the post office clearance. G is the request for custom clearance of shipping agency signed by the custom inspector concurring by the vessel in which he assigned is already to sell in foreign port. K is the register and shipping articles of the vessel of the Philippines Registry. The last one is the consular certificate of entry. If the vessel is a foreign registry, wherein required when a vessel from the foreign port is compelled by stress of weather or other necessary to put into any port other than that of her destination, such vessel in distress for bunkering, the watering, the provisioning, sheltering, the emergency repair, the land sick crew member, or the other causes. So the second factor, which is the suffering, stuffing, and loading of cargoes. Containerize 101, the instruction of relative to stuffing of containerized export cargoes. A is upon the issuance of the to load and export declaration of permit duly processed of the export division or the equivalent office shall be forwarded to the Custom Container Control Division or its equivalent office by the exporter or the shippers or the custom representative. So B, which is the notice of stuffing, shall be submitted at least 24 hours in advance, indicating therein the kind and quantity to be stuffed. C is the assigned stuffing inspector shall not allow stuffing of export cargoes into the container van unless the duly proceed export declaration or permits of the cargoes to be shackled shall have been presented with the authority to load stamp thereon. D is the assigned of stuffing inspector shall supervise the actual stuffing which shall be conducted in the presence of the representative from all parties concerned. E is the upon completion of the conduct of stuffing of the assigned stuffing inspector shall affix his signature on the stuffing report or sequence attesting to the fact of the cargo were indeed stuffed into the container. F is the duty of responsibility of the stuffing inspector. So, next is the G, the inspector certificates of landing reports of the stuffing inspector. Next is the duty requirements of overtime work condition. So, 1.2, stuffing of the container in the custom bonded warehouse when export cargoes are to the staff in the container at shippers custom boarded bonding warehouse. The staffing shall be supervised by the warehouse man. 1.3 Landing of bulk and breakbulk export cargoes at ship site. A is the landing of export cargoes shall be affected only on the representation to the custom inspector on board. B is the cargoes of the ship side shall have an appropriate permits for such loading. C is the loading of the bulk cargoes at the ship side shall be subject to the within. D is the loading of the container, whether loaded or empty at shipside from lighter should not be allowed because the difficult of checking the number and contents of the load container should verification be required. The 1.4 The instruction relative to loading and containerized export cargoes. A is the loading inspector assigned to the carrying vessel shall verify that the export declaration or permits with the container number indicate therein have been duly processed at the custom container. B. The loading inspector shall not allow to loading of containerized export cargoes into an assigned vessel without the corresponding duly processed export declaration or permits with the authority to load and stop thereon. C. A loading inspector shall make sure that the containers to loaded are indeed intended to his assigned vessel and for particular voyage of the vessel. Duties and responsibility of the custom inspector. So A, the inspector certificate of landing or report of landing inspector. Next is the F is the duty requirements of overtime working condition. The district collector of the custom may authorize overtime services when the interest of the service of the requires. Number 2. Bulk and breakbulk. 1.1 The loading and export cargoes at dockside. Export permits covering export loading shall be presented to the custom inspector prior to the actual loading. The 2.2 Loading of bulk and breakbulk export cargoes. The custom inspector on board the vessel shall permit the landing of export cargoes only upon representation of the authority to load issue. B. For all exportation loaded at the shipside, the exporter will be the custom inspector on board of the vessel through his patron of the carrier or a note or conduce. C is as it is being loaded, exported cargo shall be checked by the mark of number. D is when export cargoes with on shore under the custom provision is exported. 2.3 The loading of passenger, baggage, or crew personal effect. The custom inspector on board shall not examine incoming passengers' baggage. Next is the section 17, the custom transit. The custom transit means the custom procedure under which goods are transported under the custom control from the custom officer to another. So, section 18, the transshipments. Custom procedures under which goods and transfer under the custom control from the exporting meaning of the transport means of transport within the area of one custom officer, which is the office of both importation and explanation. So, A, the first factor, which is the special instruction to custom inspector relative to the discharge of transshipped cargo. First is the cargo from the foreign port, meaning to transship direct from the carrying vessel to another vessel engaged in the coastwise or the foreign trade upon the receipt of written permission from the collector of custom. Number 2. When a foreign transshipment permit authorizing the transfer of cargo from a foreign port is received by a custom inspector on the board of a foreign vessel. 3 is the bulk and the break bulk cargo for foreign shipments shall either be discharged directly into the receiving vessel if it is a come alongside or the other side ship to its in lighter or discharge at the pier of the equivalent, the eventually loading to the receiving vessel. So number 4, which is the containerized cargo for foreign shipments shall be discharged at the pier of eventually loading to the receiving vessel under the same condition stated in section 15A, the item number 2 above. The second factor, which is the instruction relative of to foreign transshipments, after having been duly processed of the duly deputy collector of for operation, the foreign shipments permit is in case of containerized cargo with its supporting documents shall be coursed through the custom container, custom division, or its equivalent office for posting of the container number and their eventually loading. So the last one, which is the section 9, the transfer of imported cargo to outside the CY-CFS by the CCCD. After having been duly processed at the office of the deputy collector for operation, the permit of the operation to outside the CY-CFS shall be coursed through the custom container control division or its equivalent office for posting of container member of their eventually transfer. The permit to transfer to outside the CY-CFS shall then be transmitted to the office of the chief, the PID, or its equivalent office.